The Village Betrayal. Gather close, wherever you are, beneath the baobab tree in Kijiji, Mwanga, in the bustling streets of Nairobi and Lagos, across the lights of Toronto and London, through the rhythms of Accra and Brooklyn. Stories are not just told, they are shared, carried across borders, and remembered in the heart. Before we begin this tale of betrayal and dignity, I invite you to join this circle of wisdom. Click the subscribe button so you remain part of the community where truth and lessons are passed down. Smash that like button if you believe that even pain can shape stronger futures. And drop a comment telling us where you are listening from, so our voices rise together like a chorus across the world. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and tell us where you are watching from in the comments section. Your engagement is more than a gesture. It is the drumbeat that ensures stories like this reach those who need them most. Sit with me now as we begin the story of Amina, Khalid, and Fatima, a story of love, betrayal, and the courage to stand in truth. In the rolling hills of Kijiji, Mwanga, life moved to the rhythm of cattle bells and the whispers of the wind. At dawn, the sky blushed with orange and pink as roosters crowed and women carried clay pots to the river, their laughter mingling with the splash of water. Children chased each other barefoot through dew-soaked grass, their giggles echoing like bells across the valley. The scent of millet porridge drifted from clay kitchens, promising warmth and nourishment for the day ahead. The fields stretched wide, dotted with farmers bent low over the soil, planting millet and maize with patient hands. Men led cattle to graze across the hills, their voices rising in songs that guided the herd. Mango blossoms perfumed the air, and the earth itself seemed alive, breathing with the steady rhythm of those who worked it. At midday, the marketplace came alive. Traders spread woven mats with beads, gourds, and spices, while drummers beneath the great baobab tree summoned dancers whose feet beat joy into the dust. Elders sat in circles, sipping fermented milk and debating matters of land, cattle, and tradition, their words weaving the fabric of the community. Among them lived Amina, daughter of a respected farmer. She was admired for her wisdom and gentle spirit, her calloused hands a testament to her diligence in the fields. Yet her voice was soft, often sought by neighbors for counsel. She noticed the moods of the land, the whispers of the wind, and the unspoken worries of those around her. Though young, she embodied the spirit of the village, resilient, nurturing, and wise. Her betrothed Khalid was a man of charm and ambition. He spoke often of building a grand homestead, of trading cattle beyond the hills, of making their union the pride of Kijiji, Mwanga. His words painted vivid futures, inspiring some and unsettling others. Elders whispered that dreams too large could blind a man to the simple truths of life. Yet to Amina, his promises were wrapped in love, and love makes even the most ambitious dreams sound noble. Beside her, always, was Fatima, her childhood friend. They had shared secrets beneath mango trees, danced at harvest festivals, and promised never to betray each other. But envy is a quiet seed, and in Fatima's heart, it had begun to grow. She longed for admiration, for a place in the village's stories, and for love that matched the devotion Amina received. Her laughter still rang true, but beneath it lay a shadow of bitterness, unseen by Amina's trusting eyes. As evening fell, smoke curled from cooking fires, carrying the fragrance of stews and roasted maize. Families gathered around flames, telling stories of ancestors and spirits, their voices weaving memory into the night. Above them, the stars glittered like watchful eyes, reminding the villagers of the vastness beyond their hills. The great baobab stood silent, its roots deep in the earth, its branches stretching toward the heavens, a witness to harmony, but also to the fragile threads that bound the people together. For where ambition and envy meet, love must fight to endure. And though the village thrived in peace, the winds carried whispers of change, subtle omens that the balance of Kijiji ya Mwanga would not remain untouched. The village of Kijiji ya Mwanga was alive with anticipation. Preparations for Amina's wedding filled every corner of the community with joy. Women gathered in the courtyards, their voices rising in song as they ground millet into fine flour. Men polished their spears, not for battle, but for the ceremonial dances that would honor the union. Children rehearsed blessings, their laughter echoing through the hills. The air itself seemed to hum with promise, as though the land awaited a celebration of love and unity. Yet beneath the harmony, whispers began to stir. Rumors, faint as smoke, drifted through the village. Some dismissed them as idle talk, but others sensed unease. Amina, radiant with hope, remained unaware of the shadows gathering around her. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the river in hues of gold, Amina walked alone to fetch water. The river was her sanctuary, a place where she often reflected on the life ahead. But that night, the wind carried voices across the stillness. Voices she knew too well. She froze, her heart quickening. It was Khalid's voice, low and persuasive, speaking words that pierced her soul. Soon, Fatima, the dowry cattle will be ours. We will leave this village, start anew where no one knows us. Amina's breath caught. She strained to hear, hoping she'd misunderstood. But then came Fatima's reply, hesitant, yet complicit. And Amina? She trusts me as a sister. How will she bear this? Khalid's laugh followed, soft and cruel. She will bear it because she has no choice. By the time she knows, we will be gone. The word struck Amina like a spear to the heart. In that moment, the world she had built, of friendship, of love, of trust, shattered. This was not merely betrayal of affection. It was betrayal of sisterhood, of family honor, of the sacred trust that bound households together. Fatima, her childhood companion who had danced with her beneath mango trees, now conspired against her. Khalid, the man she had believed in, revealed himself as a thief of dreams. The river, once a symbol of purity, became the place where innocence dissolved. The whispers carried by the wind were no longer secrets. They were daggers of truth. Amina stood in silence, her jar of water forgotten, her heart heavy with grief. Yet even in her devastation, she did not collapse. She did not rush home in tears. Instead, she gathered herself with quiet dignity, knowing that betrayal must be faced not with weakness, but with strength. The morning after Amina's discovery, the village awoke to tension that hung heavier than the mist over the hills. Word had spread quietly, carried from lips to ears, until it reached Elder Musa, the man whose wisdom had long been the anchor of Kijiji ya Mwanga. Amina, dignified despite her pain, had gone to him directly, refusing to let betrayal fester in silence. By midday, the great baobab tree at the heart of the village became the stage for truth. Men and women gathered in a circle, their faces solemn. Children, sensing the gravity, sat hushed at the edges. The air was thick, not with celebration songs, but with anticipation of justice. Elder Musa rose, his staff planted firmly in the earth. His voice carried authority, yet compassion. Khalid, Fatima, you stand accused of betrayal. Speak truth before your people. Khalid shifted uneasily, his charm now stripped bare. He forced a smile, his words slippery. It is gossip, Elder. I love Amina. I would never betray her. But the council was not swayed. One by one, witnesses stepped forward. A herdsman spoke of seeing Khalid and Fatima walking together at night. A child, innocent yet observant, recalled overhearing their laughter by the river. Each testimony was a stone laid upon the growing weight of evidence. Fatima's eyes brimmed with tears. Her voice trembled, caught between guilt and fear. She looked at Amina, the friend she had once called sister, and lowered her gaze. Khalid, however, remained defiant, his pride refusing to bend even as the truth closed in around him. The circle of villagers murmured, their disappointment palpable. Betrayal was not just a private wound, it was a fracture in the trust that bound them all. Elder Musa lifted his staff once more, silencing the crowd. His words were final, echoing beneath the baobab's branches. This union cannot stand. Amina shall not marry a man who dishonors her. Khalid, you are stripped of your engagement rights. Fatima, you have betrayed your sisterhood. Your families must offer restitution. Amina rose, her voice steady, her dignity unbroken. Better to lose a false love than bind myself to a liar. My father's cattle will not be stolen, nor will my dignity. The council's judgment rippled through the village like thunder after rain. Khalid's name became a cautionary tale. Fatima, too, bore the weight of shame. Her family's restitution could not mend the fracture of sisterhood. Amina accepted their offerings with grace, but her silence spoke louder than any rebuke. And Amina? She rose each morning with renewed strength. In the fields, her hands worked tirelessly, her laughter carried across the hills, her dignity shining brighter than before. Months passed, and her courage became a lesson told around fires at night. In time, a man of integrity from a neighboring village sought her hand. Their marriage was celebrated not for wealth, but for honesty and respect. Seasons turned, and the sting of betrayal gave way to wisdom. Amina's strength stitched the village back together. She became a living reminder that betrayal may wound, but truth heals. The elders spoke often of what had happened, not to shame Khalid and Fatima endlessly, but to remind the community of the dangers of envy and greed. Their story became a parable. Envy destroys friendship. Dishonor ruins ambition. Truth restores dignity. Children grew up hearing these lessons, learning that wealth is fleeting, but dignity endures. Young couples were reminded that love must be rooted in honesty, not in promises of cattle or riches. In time, Amina's new marriage became a symbol of what the village valued most. Her story was no longer one of betrayal, but of triumph. And so, the tale of betrayal became a tale of wisdom. Betrayal may wound the heart, but truth heals the soul. Dignity is greater than wealth, and justice is the shield of the community.